Hey there! Thank you for joining this week's video. I want to share 3 steps for you to take action today to get your first 10 pounds off, even in the midst of busy schedules and no time. This episode is for you. If I have not met you, my name is Nicole Dalton. I have been a family medicine physician assistant now for over 20 years, now turned women's weight loss health coach. I specifically work with women 35 and older to get their weight off that they're struggling with, especially during perimenopause and menopause years. So if you are wondering what it looks like getting coached and working together, please pause this video now and schedule your free 30-minute consult call. I would love to hear your story, what your weight loss goals are and where you seem to be getting stuck, and how I could support you going further in my 16-week health coaching program. Also, while you've hit pause, please hit subscribe on my YouTube channel. That allows you to get updates when I have my new videos come out weekly and eventually twice a week with new content. And I would love to hear your comments as I am creating new content and new topics on what you would like to hear and what you gained from listening in on this week's video, what you've learned, and what else you would like to learn going forward. And lastly, if you've not joined my free Facebook community called Weight Loss for Midlife Women, please join us. If you're looking for support in your weight loss journey and you're struggling with all these menopausal symptoms, this is a wonderful group of supportive women who will inspire you, motivate you, and support you along your journey. So please come find us over on the Facebook community. And I've linked all those in the show notes below. Okay, so lastly, I did want to update you. So I had run a scholarship for women to work with their weight loss journey into my weight loss program. Okay, so my goal was to give away 5 scholarships, but I am so excited to announce that I was able to give out 8 scholarships totaling $12,000. And one big reason I was so excited and motivated to give back to other women was I was awarded a scholarship in lifestyle medicine, which is a specialty area of medicine that I am working towards my certification by the end of the year. So if you've not come across lifestyle medicine, Google it. It is this rapidly growing specialty area of medicine now, focusing on eating real food and creating those sustainable behaviors to make not only weight loss, but to increase our longevity. And it's a great field of medicine too. So Google it and find some providers in your area for lifestyle medicine. Okay, so let's dig in. So if you're like me at all, okay, so you can probably relate to just feeling like your schedules are jam-packed full, that everyone seems to need you all of the time, right? Like between spouse, kids, your work, your aging parents, right? I find that every day, if I don't start my day intentionally, then life just kind of takes over, right? I'm being pulled in every direction, and I want to show up for the best. I want to show up as the best me for my loved ones, for my patients, for my clients. And in order to do that, though, we have to make time for ourselves. Otherwise, life does it for us, okay? So even in the midst of this busy season of our lives, I know I've talked to so many women that are also at this phase in their career that they're getting promotions and they're taking on leadership roles, which is so awesome. This is such a great time to be women in our world, in the US and in other countries. I know you're listening in as well. To be a woman in this day and age is probably the best time ever compared to the years of struggles women have, especially in the workforce. So I am so happy to hear of women advancing in their careers, but also doing this, it just puts more pressure on you and your loved ones. And in order to make all this happen, I find that we do need to get more organized, and we need to kind of reset our focus on our health and weight loss goals. So hopefully this episode will help you stop feeling overwhelmed and just digging into what your priorities are so you can focus on you in order to be able to take care of everyone and everything around you, okay? One thing, I don't know if you could relate before we dig in, I used to find myself often like wishing, oh, if I just had a chef that would come cook my meals, or if I just had my own maid to come and do all my laundry and clean my house, that I would just have more time to prioritize my health. But after a while, I stopped wishing for those things, knowing that I just was not going to make that happen. And I needed to step up and make my health and wellness a priority, so then I could help you do that for yourself as well. Okay, let's dig in here. So the 3 simple, easy steps that I want you to know, and I want to make sure, grab a pen and paper, okay? Because I want you to jot these down, because these are 3 simple steps. I don't want you to have more to think about on your already full plate and schedules. So write these 3 simple steps down. You can leave this video and go put those into action today, okay? If you are ready to lose this weight and feel like you're just stuck, you're struggling, you just can't seem to prioritize yourself or stay consistent with it, these are the 3 steps that I find most helpful. I know I had a crazy May and June between kids' schedules and graduations, and then the start of summer. I found that I got really busy in my business, and that was starting to trickle in, and I was missing workouts, and with all of these extra gatherings and parties and time commitments, I found that my go-to healthy foods were slacking a little bit. So I really needed to get back on track and reset myself. And yes, I know I'm a health coach, and I know I am helping women lose weight, but I'm also human, and I also have those busy phases in my life. And I've learned so much through these busy times on how to reset and get refocused and just get started again, just to commit to yourself and those around you your health goals, okay? It's not a big deal. It's okay to not beat yourself up and give yourself grace during this busy season of life, but also understanding that fine line of giving yourself too much grace, where you're maybe getting a little bit lax on your goals, and really kind of pushing forward and understanding that this second phase of our life is going to be the best phase of our life. It's going to be full of adventure, full of fun times, reconnecting with our spouses, and just watching and being there for our children as they're getting older and getting prepared for grandchildren to come. So the first thing is getting organized. I find that getting organized in my life allows me to get organized with my own nutrition and health and fitness goals. So the first thing is take your family schedules, your kids, your spouse, your parents, if you are in charge of your aging parents, and have one calendar. And you can make it all fancy and color code. You can make it very simple and straightforward, but write down their schedules. Know your time blocks through your day and have a system that you're using to plan your days. Put all their schedules in first, okay? That way you know what is left time-wise for yourself, whether it's your work time, whether it's your meal prep time, whether it's your meal planning time, whether it's your exercise time. But having a calendar out will help you get organized in your life. I love organizing, right? And I find that I used to be able to do this, I feel like once a year. When the kids were smaller and their schedules weren't as busy, I could do this once a year, and I felt like that helped the whole year. But I find now in these middle-aged years, with everyone else's changing schedules, that I find I need to be more flexible with my time. And so doing this about every 3 months, so like every quarter, seems to be even more helpful for my own health and fitness goals, right? To just get reorganized more often to keep up with everyone else's schedules. So I just did this here about a week ago, and I really should have done this in June, but I kind of let time get away. Again, you know, kind of life gets in the way, and I didn't get in there right away in June. And so summer now has gotten away from me. It's after 4th of July here in the States. So getting reorganized with your family schedule so then you can plug in your scheduled times. But I also find if you're not organized in your home, right? Like your laundry's everywhere, the dishes are stacked up, things are just everywhere, right? I find the more you can get organized in your home, obviously laundry is going to be there forever. It's never, you don't ever get caught up with laundry. It's just always constant process, but that's okay, right? But getting things in their place, getting things organized, cleaned up, that helps to free up so much of your mind space and your mental space to then bring in the schedules of everyone else in your health and fitness schedules. So get the home organized, get everybody else's schedules organized, so then you can have your schedule organized. Have your meal plan out. I find that so many women kind of go down that rabbit hole of just, they just feel like they need more recipes, right? But I feel like that's not necessarily true. That I find that, yeah, having a new recipe here and there is always fun to do and try. But I find that it's the organization piece of our recipes. Who doesn't have like recipes on Pinterest and saved on Facebook, and then all the cookbooks that we have, right? Like recipes are everywhere. So I find that taking all those recipes and getting organized and put your, I go through them and I just list out my 10 recipes that I know I want to make in this season. Okay. So I have 10 summer recipes that I know I want to be able to plug in at some point, along with just the recurrent staples of what we typically have in our meal rotation. So getting organized with exercise, or I'm sorry, getting organized with recipes then helps you get organized in creating your meal plan. So it's not a constant, like you're not having to constantly think about a meal plan, that you just already have your list of go-to recipes and you're just plugging them in through the week to make it very simple and straightforward. Okay. And the last thing with scheduling and organizing is, if you do one thing when you leave this video, is schedule your morning routine. I'm going to say it again. Schedule your morning routine. This by far has been probably the most important habit that I've seen working with women that are successful in their weight loss attempts, lifestyle changes, compared to the ones that do well and then kind of, you know, struggle a bit and then, you know, do well again, but can't seem to get in that groove of just making a lifestyle habit out of their weight loss. The women that are most successful are the women who have a successful morning routine. Okay. I understand if you're not a morning wake up, jumping out of bed kind of gal, that's okay. Okay. But the more you block time in your morning schedule for you to have quiet time, reflection time, journaling time, meditation, devotional time, whatever that time looks like for you, or exercise time, the more you block your morning schedule for you. That is so important. Okay, think of this for a minute. So think of, you know, the alarm going off 10 times and you keep pressing snooze, and then you're jumping out of bed, rounding up the kids, everybody's kind of tense, trying to rush out the door, right? That just sounds like pretty chaotic and kind of stressful. But think about this routine, just simply setting your alarm clock half an hour earlier, going to bed a half an hour earlier, and getting up, enjoying your cup of coffee or a nice big glass of water while you sit there reading a 5-minute affirmation or devotional, or thinking about your day that you are creating for you and your family, and thinking about it, how you want that day to look like. And even if you have a little extra time, get that exercise routine in the morning, because I know if I don't get it done in the morning, then life takes me away and I'm pulled in different directions and it just doesn't happen as easily or at all. Okay, so that morning routine is so important. Okay, so those are the things for organization. Okay, organize, systemize your life, get everything scheduled, take a couple hours to just do this and knock it out, because the next few months you will really appreciate yourself. So that's the first thing. Okay, the second thing, the second step I have is setting up your home and your kitchen like a blue zone. Okay, what does that mean? So blue zones, if you've not come across Blue Zones by Dan Buettner, go check it out. It's an awesome read. It's a great resource. So these blue zones are areas across the world that have been studied because they have lived the longest. And these blue zones, these communities are living to 100 in health, and they're still a big part of their communities. Not in a nursing home, you know, they're still active in cooking and still part of their families in a productive way. So these are the blue zones. And in order, I talk a lot about this with my clients too. We talk a lot about blue zones. We talk about how to create our own blue zone at home, because you know, think about it. Food is abundant everywhere, especially all the processed sugary crap that we know isn't good for us. I find that most women understand that we have to eat vegetables and fruits and good lean proteins in order to be healthy and in order to help with weight loss. But what I find women getting stuck on is actually setting this environment up, because motivation, that's not sustainable, right? Like, we can't rely on our willpower and our motivation. That might last a day. It might last a few weeks if we're lucky, but we have to think about the other habits in our lives to make this sustainable for us. So for example, setting up your kitchen like a blue zone would be, after you leave this call today, after you watch this video, go clean your kitchen out. Take all the crap, take all the garbage that has snuck back in, throw it all away, or give it away, or hide it. Do something with it to get it out. And you want to pull in all the fruits, all the vegetables, all the foods that you want to be eating, and make sure they're visible. It's so simple to just leave a bowl of fruit on the kitchen table or on the counter, because if you see it, then you'll eat it, right? Same thing with your fridge. When you open your fridge, put all those foods that you want to be eating, all those fresh vegetables and fruits, put them right there in the fridge where you see them first. Don't tuck them back in the drawers, because then they go rotten and stale and we don't see them, right? We forget about them in the busy days. So put it all up front where you can see it. It's just easier to grab and go. Same thing in your pantry. Put all the foods that you want to be grabbing and going, put those right where you can see them. That's an easy thing to do, okay? And then the last thing, after you set up your blue zone, after you become organized, and take just a couple hours this weekend even to make this happen, the last piece is getting support. I want you to write down 3 names of family members, other women, other men that you know that are healthy, that you can look up to them for their health and fitness goal. Write down those 3 names. Okay, and I want you to text them or call them or talk with them and let them know that, you know, you need their support in order to lose weight. Ask your family, ask your spouse, tell your family what your goals are with your health and nutrition and fitness, and ask and know specifically. So when you go to your family and friends looking for support, make sure you ask them specific ways that you can use this support. Okay, so that way you're not blaming them when they want the ice cream and you're like, darn it, I'm really trying to lose weight here. I don't want to go for ice cream. This, you know, again, right? But if they understand what you need from them specifically, that will be helpful to find support. Okay, so I know not everyone lives in a supportive household with the same health goals, but as a woman in your family, the more you take that leadership role, the more, even though it's hard and it's not easy, but the more you take on that leadership role, you'll find that your family starts to follow in your footsteps with your food choices, with your exercise choices. They see you doing it, they're going to follow. They see you having lots more energy in your weight loss and health journey. They're going to want to grab onto that excitement and motivation and that energy, positive energy. Okay. So ask your family, do daily check-ins with a friend. You know, out of those 3 friends that you named, grab one of them and just ask, hey, can we do daily check-ins together? Let's check in to see how we've done with following our meal plan, with staying consistent with creating a meal plan and eating the foods that we want to nourish our body. And the last piece is, there's a statistic out there. I feel like I hear it often, but I think your personality or your habits are actually like the sum of, it's like 5 or 6 people around you that you spend the most time with. So think about that for a second. Think of the people you do surround yourself with, and are they people that are lifting you up and providing you good support and challenging you to become the healthiest version of yourself? Or are you looking for some extra support? If so, join my Facebook group. It's a great community. It's called Weight Loss for Midlife Women. It's other women going in the same journey as you. So come on over in Facebook and join us. We would love to have you. Also, if you're looking for more support one-on-one, come work with me. Let's work together. I can coach you to your weight loss goals, and we give you the support in the community and the accountability that you are looking for. Okay, so schedule that call before you leave today. Okay, so hopefully this has all helped. The 3 main things: organize your life, schedules, systems, have it all ready to go. The second thing is set up your own blue zone in your kitchen. And the third thing is get support. Good luck on your weight loss journey.